Hello, my name is Nate. Welcome to my art lab. I'm working on a 24 by 24 inch deep edge canvas tonight. And I did something really fun this month, and I challenged my Patreon group to either recreate or reimagine one of their favorite album covers, or at least from one of their favorite bands or artists. And the WhatsApp chat group has been crazy with talk about everything, all the plans people had. I gave them no other rules. I wanted to see what how they interpreted that challenge. And they could do mixed media, they could do texture, they could do jelly prints, they could do collage, they can do anything they want to. But this really kind of is, I feel like a bit of a bonding experience between us, because we really get to know, based on what kind of music they chose, a little bit about their personality. So I think this was a really fun challenge for the group. And I know that several of them decided to do more than one album cover, which is a really good sign that everybody had lots of fun. And everybody loves to be creative in my group, and I love that. So I'm going to do one also, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. I want you to guess. And at the end of the video, check in the description box and I will put the name of the album cover and the song, especially, that it is inspired by. I'm not going to try and recreate, I'm going to reimagine. So I'm going to use very fluid paints. It's just acrylic and water, and I'm going to spray down my canvas. I've got Pyrrole Red from Golden. I have Phthalo Blue from Amsterdam, and then I have Liquitex Basics Deep Gold. All of these paints are very, very fluid. This was about, I think, 14 ounces of paint, or of water, and then a big healthy squirt of the Pyrrole Red fluid acrylics. And this was, I've used this twice. The ratios are hard. I think it was like 1 part paint to 4 parts water. But before I do that, my idea is to cover the whole thing in red and then put on some plastic wrap in a heart shape. And then once it's down, spray the blue around. It will travel underneath. And I'll probably put on some gold on top of the blue also. So before I put any paint down, I want to shape my plastic wrap. So I have cut out a sheet. This is the shrink wrap that the canvas was wrapped in. And I'm just going to kind of fold this up until I get a rough heart shape. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just want it to be obvious that it's a heart. But I love some of these lines and texture that's going to be in there, so I really want to highlight that. So I think I want those 2 different motions happening there. So there's some lines coming this way. Was that on the top or the bottom? There might be some lines coming this way, but there's also some lines going that way. We're going to play with that. So I'm going to shape this. I'm going to pull this in like this and create the point at the bottom of the heart. I can pinch that a little bit, make it stick together. And then we can start rounding it up here, like so. Work both sides at the same time. So we don't get lost in translation. Okay, now we can pull that in. I think I'm going to cut it. I'm going to come right down in there. We're going to come like this. And then the other side. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. I just want it to look roughly, vaguely heart-shaped. And I folded all of the pieces in. so that I'm getting the texture on the other side, not the folded pieces. I think that's a little too square there. And maybe a little too pointy right there. Okay, let's gently move this off to the side. And let's spray our canvas down. Move everything out of the way. I'm gonna make sure I get all of the sides and edges too on this. Because I'm not, since I haven't put down any water on the canvas like I've been doing my last couple of videos, I didn't put down water, I didn't put down a base coat of white or anything like that. I wanna make sure my sides get covered this time. Wow, that's a vivid red. But I know because it's diluted, it's going to dry softer than it appears at the moment. Excuse me while I walk around the camera. There we go. Now let's finish the top. I want full coverage here. A couple of little dry bits, but that's all right. Okay, let's bring our heart up. Oh no, let's bring our heart up. Should I pop those air bubbles first? I think I'm going to. It probably doesn't matter, but being a fluid artist, air bubbles bother me. There we go. No more OCD. Okay, let's drop this, I believe, right about there. And then we just press it down, make sure all of the edges are sealed and touching. Well, not necessarily sealed, but minimizing the gaps. We do want some air bubbles, but we don't want them to be too big. I've got a big air bubble right in the middle, so we're going to lift up and press it down this way. There we go. Get rid of a couple of air bubbles there. Let's get rid of that big one right there. So we'll press that right out. Look at that. Okay, how about there? Yep. All right. Again, some air bubbles are fine, but I don't want them to be too big. There we go. Nice. Okay. I think that's good. All right, now, right on top of that, we're gonna put the phthalo blue. Go over the sides too. Okay. And now the gold. All right, and now we wait. All right, and here we are with the dried painting. I'm very excited to peel this off and see what's revealed underneath this. I'm gonna start right up here, closest to you so you can see it as it comes apart. That is so satisfying. Look at that. Wow, that is cool. I am super happy with that. I love that it's skipped a little bit right here. It's a little organic along the edges. So beautiful. I love that. Exactly what I was looking for. I love those lines right there, that motion it gives it. And I love how the blue traveled in underneath the plastic when I sprayed around it. It traveled underneath. The wet red pulled the wet blue into it. I think that is fantastic. Okay, so I'm ready for my next step. And doesn't that look like glass? I am so happy with that. Okay, so I'm going to do something a little bit different. And I'm gonna start with some tape right across the center, like that. Is that level? Let's find out. Here's let's see here. Centimeters, I am 31.5 on that side, and 31.5. I got it right on the first try. Awesome. Okay, so I'm just gonna seal that down a little bit. Make sure it goes all the way down on both sides. There we go. And then I'm gonna put a different size. What size do I want next? I think I want this bigger size next. So we'll start here on this edge and then place it gently following that line. It's better to have a tiny little gap than it is to have an overlap. So we just press it a little bit as we go till we get to the end. There we go. And then I want, which size do I want next? I think I want that same size down here on the bottom. We're gonna go right here, like so. Again, just following that line. Oops. Oh, that's not gonna matter, that's okay. There we go. And let's see here. Let's put, I don't want my lines to be exactly the same size. I want 3 different kinds of lines. So let's put another one right here. Kind of mid-range between the smaller one and the biggest one. double that one up. One, two, three. And then I'm going to go with the biggest one above it. Like that. Don't overlap. There we go. Nice. It's going to be heavy across here, but not there. I'm okay with that. Okay. So we'll use our little marker here. So this one, the skinniest one, the one I put in first, is a remove. And then I need to remove this one also. Skip one and remove that one. There we go. Which means I need to put one more here on the bottom. Using the tape to create the straight lines like this, it's so much easier to create a straight line if you follow a straight line. So getting that first one right is very important. And I think that's probably the first time I have ever gotten it right on the first try, just eyeballing it. Well, that's okay. So there's 1, 2, 3 removes. That's exactly what I want. Okay. And we're going to, well, it's not going to quite reach all the way across. Okay, I can't find any pieces of paper that are wide enough. And I only have a couple of pieces of, what you call it? Oops, let's go over the edge. There we go. I only have a couple of pieces of newspaper, and I need it for the next step. So I'll put this on fast forward while I finish covering the rest of this canvas. I don't want the next step to damage anything that I've done here. Okay, we're gonna start with this line right here. We're gonna take off that piece of tape, just like that. And we're just gonna do one, I'm only gonna do 3 lines here, the 3 that I've marked, and the 3 different sizes. And the first thing I'm going to do is make sure I have my newspaper ready. There we go. So I'm going to squirt a little bit of water just in the areas where the heart is. And then I'm going to take some spray paint. I didn't get complete coverage there, just little splotches. And this is Montana Gold, and the color is Gold Chrome. So the first thing I'm going to do is spray the side so the pattern continues across on both sides. There we go. And we give a spray all the way across. Nice and even. And then right away we take our piece of newspaper and we put it right down on top. You see how the newspaper is great for this because it soaks up that water immediately, but it doesn't pull apart. If you try to use paper towel or something like that, this wouldn't work. Oh, I love it. Let's get a little bit more of that water off before we do the next one. go. Nice. Now I can dab it with a little bit of paper towel. Just want to get the rest of that moisture off. This isn't taking off any of the gold, really. It's just removing the moisture. Okay, nice. I love how mottled, but still gold that is. Perfect. So now let's do the largest one down here. And we're going to cover that like that. There we go. So again, a little bit of water. Just drops. There we go. Stay aside. And spray across. Let that water soak up as much as possible. Oh, so satisfying. Beautiful. Let's just get a little more of that moisture off. Get a little bit of water outside my line there. Once this is dry, I'm going to spray paint that because I only want the reveal of the heart. I don't want the reveal of the negative space. Okay, so now we move to the smaller one, which is this one. And on this one, I think I just want full coverage. I don't want that mottled look on all three of them, so I'm just going to cover that like that, and we're just going to spray paint that. Alright, final step. Let's bring it all out. Let's remove all that tape. Since these are overlapped, I can pull more than one of them at a time. Nice. Oh, Wow, look at that. Oh my God, I am so happy with that. That is super cool. This is exactly the kind of album cover I wanted to make. I love this. The texture of the heart is completely different than from the texture of the negative space. The gold is just kind of modeled and allowing the heart to come through in some areas, and I'm so glad I did that one as a solid line. 3 different sizes, 3 different colors. Yep, super happy with this. So let me bring you in for a close-up. Okay, I'm gonna start here in the center because I think this is so cool. The reflection of that gold chrome is so beautiful, and I love the way it's kind of modeled from using the water as a resist on it. That worked out so good, and I'm really glad I left that as a solid gold line there. The details in this heart are fantastic. Look at that. It's so good. Oh, I love that section there too. I love it all. Oh my God, this is so good. Look at that. I love that right there. Ah, 3 colors, red, blue, and gold. And the negative space worked out so good. Because of the texture of the canvas, it reminds me of denim. But you can see the red coming through. I love the splatters of the gold. Gives it some great abstract randomness to it. I'm so happy with that. The pattern continues over the edge. Yep, this is super cool. I hope you like it. I hope it has inspired you to go out and try something new. And, you know, find inspiration anywhere in your life. This is an album cover, but, you know, most of us are inspired by different things, and it really will reveal your own personality. This is putting you into your art. And I'm excited to show you what the rest of my art lab has created. So I've got some photos to show you here following my voice. And then I have a playlist in the video description of the art lab members who have YouTube channels. They've also created videos of their creations, their album cover recreations or reimaginations. And I can't wait for you to watch them all, give them all some love. Don't forget to do those YouTube things and like and subscribe and leave comments, all those kinds of things. And go mix up some paints and be fearless.